this is Thomas, and today we're going to be making chocolate peppermint bark cookies. These are a perfect Christmas treat, or they're just perfect for any time of the year. To start, you are going to measure 2 cups of flour and a pinch of salt into a bowl. Now you're going to whisk that and set that off to the side. To prepare your pan, you're going to take a 9 by 13 inch pan and a sheet of parchment paper and put it in. These pre-cut parchment paper sheets are really great, especially when you're using a 9 by 13 inch pan because they fit perfectly. Well, almost perfectly, but close enough. And you're going to preheat your oven to 350. For the wet ingredients, you're going to put 2 sticks of softened butter into the mixer. Attach the paddle attachment. Now this paddle attachment is really great because it has this rubber stuffer on the outside. So the old one wouldn't scrape down the sides. So this one does that, so you don't have to use a spatula every time to scrape down the sides. The only annoying thing is it screeches when it's stirring, and you'll hear that in a minute. So you're gonna beat that on medium speed until the butter is nice and creamy. Okay, now we're going to add in 1 cup of sugar. And you're going to beat that until the mixture is light and fluffy. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now, we're going to beat in about a teaspoon of vanilla. I highly recommend using a measuring spoon, but I didn't take that out, so I'm not gonna do that. And then you're gonna need an egg yolk. Crack the egg over the sink, take the top off, let the white drain. You can give it a little assistance. Dump it out into your hand and play with it between your fingers, letting the white drip out. Sometimes you may need to tug at these little things to get them off. Try not to break the yolk. I have done that many times before, and that's pretty good, so that'll go in there also. Now you're gonna beat that on medium speed until it's all combined. Now you're gonna beat in your flour mixture. Now, you're going to take your pan, and you're going to take the dough off of your paddle. Okay, now another great thing with these is the new ones, you can't put them in the dishwasher, but these you can. Now you're going to scoop the dough into the pan. Now you're just going to press this into the pan. This dough is pretty sticky, but you'll get through it eventually. As even as you can, you need to slap it. That looks pretty good. So now you're going to put this in the oven at 350 for about a half an hour. But there are some steps you have to do while your shortbread base is in the oven. You're going to need to chop 6 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, or 1.5 bars, into little pieces so you can put this on top. So I like to go diagonally. Okay, now just set the whole cutting board off to the side. Now this is probably the most fun part of making these. You're going to take peppermint candies. They can be candy canes, those little circular candies, and you're going to put them in a bag. So I'm just going to start with a few and figure out about how much that is, and then I'll do more. So then you're gonna zip your bag, and then you can use a rolling pin, you can use your hand, or you can use, I actually forget what this is called, it's like a meat mash or something, I don't know. And you're just gonna like You're not gonna smash it too hard, and you don't wanna use a food processor because you still want there to be some chunks. You don't want it to be all ground up. So they're about that size. I don't know if you can see that. And you're gonna need about a half a cup of those crushed ones. So this is obviously not a half cup. So this is like an eighth of a cup. So you're gonna need a lot more than that. Okay, that's about right. It doesn't need to be exact since you're not actually going to really be using these. They're just for decoration. Anyway, obviously this will use a lot of candy canes, so you need to make sure that you have enough. Let's throw these away. When your dessert's done, turn off the oven and take it out. Now you're going to immediately sprinkle the chopped chocolate on top of the dessert and let that sit for about 3 minutes. Just make sure that it gets evenly distributed. When 3 minutes are up, you'll notice that it's melted a lot. So now you can spread it along the dessert. Try to get it as even as you can. Okay, so now that that is all spread out, obviously you can like this. Yummy. You're gonna sprinkle your peppermint candies all over the top of your gorgeous, gorgeous dessert. I really love this dessert. It tastes really good, looks really good, does everything else really good in between. Okay, so now you're just gonna set that off to the side. For this next step, you're gonna have to use a double boiler. If you don't know what that is, it is a pan filled with a little bit of water, with a bowl, a heat-proof bowl on top, and then you put whatever you want to melt in. In this case, I'm going to be melting white chocolate for the little drizzle on the top. You can use cheapo white chocolate chips, but it tastes a lot better when you have really good white chocolate. So you only need 2 ounces, which is about half a bar usually, and you're going to put that over about medium-high heat. And you're just going to let that melt. You're going to stir it pretty frequently. Okay, now you're going to remove that from heat. You're going to move it from the stove over to the oven mitt thing. Now you're just going to, I haven't made this in like a year, so we'll try a spoon and, that's a butter knife. We'll try a spoon and a fork. And then you're just going to like kind of spoon it over your little thing. Make it look nice and pretty. Pretty good. So, now, you're going to put these in the fridge for about a half an hour, or as long as you need to. You can put it in for a lot longer than that, and then you're just going to cut it up. I will be back to cut them up, probably tomorrow morning, I don't know. See, so I didn't actually have to wait until tomorrow morning. So, you're just going to take your shortbread out. Parchment out from under it. You might notice these sides are kind of ugly. You probably want to take those off. Well, great, that's what you're going to do. You're going to do that the whole way around. So this is just going to make it a lot prettier. It'll give you something to snack on when you cut it. They're pretty good. So now, just going to cut it. However big you want. I think I did like 8 by 1 maybe. Oh wow, they look so good. I really want to eat one. So I'm just going to put these on the tray. Okay, I'm clearly gonna have to beautify this tray because there are a bunch of crumbs on it, but you get what it should look like. Hopefully yours look as good as these ones do. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. See you next time.